And welcome back to another episode of PC 419. We are here fighting COVID-19, so I brought the studio home. So I've got everything here. So I'm still soundproofing the room itself. So if it does sound a bit echoey, I do apologize about that. But we're still tweaking it out as we go at the same time. But I still need to get some content out. But first off, what we do have is the Aorus 17. So Aorus have sent us one of their top tier laptops, which has got top tier 9th gen CPU in it and also an RTX 2080 as well. So what I'm going to do first is go right through the specs, see what it's all about, and also to take the back cover off, see its upgradability and also its cooling solutions they use in here before we get into the gaming and performance side to this. So let's get right into it and see how we go. So let's look at the specifications the Aorus 17Y does have, and the current spec laptop we do have is the 9th generation i9 9980H with the base clock of 2.4 gigahertz and boosting up to 5 gigahertz default. For the LCD, it's a 17.3 Full HD 1920 by 1080 240 hertz display, which we'll get further into the actual into the review, a bit more into that. Also for the RAM, it's got DDR4 2400 megahertz, 8, 16 or 32 gig capacities, has 2 slots, but you can max it out to 64 gig. For the chipset, they're using the mobile Intel HM3700 Express chipset from Intel. For the NVIDIA graphics, so our current version here has the RTX 2080 with 8 gig of RAM, but also variants come with 2070, 2060 and also the 1660 Ti. For the audio, it has an ESS Sabre Hi-Fi audio DAC inbuilt chip, has 2 2-watt speakers, 1 3-watt subwoofer, and also has dual array microphone with dynamic software as well. For the webcam, it's just a standard HD webcam, and also to the touchpad, Easy Precision touchpad. For the power adapters, it has 2 330-watt power adapters, but also for the variant versions, it does come with the 230 watt at the same time. The dimensions and weight for this laptop is not light at all, and heavy, it's actually light and big at the same time. The width of it is 396 mils, the depth is 293 mils, the height is 38 millimeters, and it weighs in at 3.75 kilograms. All right, so what we're going to do here is pull the back cover off here. I've got a fair few screws that's got to come out. They are a hex type screw, so you're probably going to need a proper screwdriver to get this out. Unclip the cover, and here's the cover off here. So it's giving us a few different variants, well, so upgrades we can actually do with this laptop at the same time, and also we'll have a look at the cooling solutions that Aorus have done. Also the speakers, so you got your 2-watt speakers here and your little subwoofer there as well. But what we'll do, we'll go from around here, we'll go right around and we'll go into the center. So looking at this, you've got the fan here for the GPU. So it is a 12-volt fan with 51 blades on it. And this is an absolute beast of a fan. When they go into full boost, they do sound pretty loud. Then you've got the little 3-watt subwoofer here. And then you've got your speakers here as well. And you've got another set of speakers on this side at the same time. Then what they've done here for 2.5-inch drive, they've put a Western Digital 2 terabyte drive. Obviously you can upgrade this into an SSD if you wish. And then for the battery, they've got a 6200 milliamp battery here as well. So this battery here, it's pretty decent size for a laptop, but obviously for the amount of raw power that comes out of this, you're not going to get much battery life out of it. Going across here, they've used an ESS DAC for the audio. So that's actually ESS DAC here. That's a chip right there. And it's an actually very, very good DAC for a laptop of the size. M.2, so we've got M2 M.2s or NVMe drives here. This one is blank, and this one here is carrying the 760p Intel SSD, which is a 1 terabyte, and then it gives you the option to install another one here. But allowing you for the upgrade, so total storage of this laptop can carry up to 6 terabytes of storage here. So if you want to upgrade the 2.5-inch and upgrade the the NVMe drives, it's giving you the option to give you those upgrades at the same time. Here is the other fan as well. So here's the fan for the CPU cooler. So obviously intakes from the bottom here and from the sides and exhaust right out. So it's giving you plenty of heat dissipation right through here from the fans itself. And like I said, this one's got 51 blades at the same time. Going to the cooling solutions, what they've used. So they've got 5 heatsink pipes. going right through. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what we got here is the vapor chamber. So the vapor chamber is going right across. So you've got the CPU here from Intel, which is a 9980HK for CPU. And then you've got the RTX 2080 8GB GPU here as well. So with the vapor chamber here, amount of heat dissipation comes onto these pipes, goes straight through to here, and then it gets blown straight out, which is really great. Going to the RAM, so the RAM's got 32 gig of RAM on here. They're using Samsung RAM at this stage, and it is only 2 slots, so it can go from 8, 16, or 32 gig. And then for the wireless card here, they've got the killer 1650X wireless here at the same time. So I can see what they've done here. It is pretty good upgradability from Aorus itself, how they've made the laptop pretty much upgrading your drives, if you need to upgrade the wireless for if another version comes out later on, upgrading your RAM, and then upgrading your NVMe and your NVMe drives right here as well. Fortunately, the CPU and the graphics card is not upgradable, it comes with it, but this much raw power at the moment, even in 2020, even though the Intel 10th generation CPUs have just been released, the 9980HK is an absolute beast of a laptop. So we'll put the cover back on now, and then we'll continue on with the review. Okay, let's have a look and see what the I/O is like on the Aorus 17Y. So on the left-hand side of the laptop, it's got a DisplayPort 1.4 and a USB 3.1 Type-C. It's got a Thunderbolt 3 port as well. It has a USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-A, has the microphone and headphone jack. On the right hand side, it also has the USB 3.1 Type-C port on here as well. It's got the UHS Type 2 SD card reader, which is very handy to have as a content creator. You've got a USB 3.1 Type-1 Type-A port as well, and then you've got another USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-A as well. So it's got 2 USB ports on the right hand side. Now looking at the back of the laptop, it's got a HDMI 2.0 port on the back. It has 2 DC in jacks, which are 330 watt power supplies each. And then you've got the RJ45 port at the back here. Let's look at the screen itself. So they're using an AOU 240Hz ultra smooth display with no lag and no blur. 240Hz on a monitor like this at 1080p looks absolutely fantastic while you're gaming. But what it does have into specs and features, so it is a 3mm thin bezel design with up to 15% smooth footprint than a regular 17-inch, and also an 89% screen to body ratio. But also what Aorus have done with this particularly is the accurate color display. So making sure that your color and the vibrance of the games you have are pretty accurate when they're actually playing compared to a standard 17-inch. So with industry-leading X-Rite Pantone certified each Aorus 17-inch laptop with the accuracy of the Delta E1 expected to display that shows exceptional colors and the creators were intended. So there you go. So Aorus are using the Omron mechanical switches for their keyboards. They have been using these switches for a while now, but going through this, it does have a 2.5mm key travel, it has a 1.6mm trigger point, and up to 15 million keystrokes as well. Now it is low profile with a short response time, and they're currently using the blue switch with the acoustic and tactile feedback. The Omron switches are also up to a 1.6mm in trigger point at the same time. What also too it does have is 15 million keystroke lifespans with up to 3 times the lifespan of a membrane keyboard, up to 7 years of usage. So what are my thoughts on the Aorus 17Y? Apart from being a beast of a laptop and obviously a desktop replacement, because it does have 2 330 watt power supplies that goes into this thing, and also RTX 2080, full HD screen, 1080p, also with the Omron switches here on the keyboard at the same time, and also the massive features this laptop's currently got is enormous, and also the price of this laptop. So this price of this laptop, when it did get released, was about $6,000. There is now the new 10th gen CPUs that's come out, so there'll be a different version of this coming out soon, but I've got this on the tail end of the review cycle, but it's still okay. It's still a beast of a laptop. You'll be able to buy one of these, maybe coming up soon, maybe a bit cheaper. If retail stores still currently have these in stock, but is it worth it? That's the thing as well. A lot of people say $6,000 for a laptop, if it's RIP, it's not worth it. Go and buy a desktop. But there's a different genre of people actually still play games, and also content creators as well. And then you're talking about people that actually do video editing on the go. So traveling from country to country, or if they're landing, or if they're esports players, and obviously can't have a desktop, this is something that they'll be carrying with them on the plane or in their luggages, going from hotel to hotel or traveling around the world as well, if they want something really robust, obviously, and foolproof and gaming power at the same time. Like I said, the 9980H CPU is an 8-core CPU. It handles everything fantastically, and also to the RTX 2080 on a 1080p monitor. Gaming is absolutely phenomenal. I was getting about 180 plus frames on COD, so had no problems there, and a few other AAA titles on there as well. Were absolutely really good. The other thing I could say now for content creators, the screen resolution being 1080p is probably the downfall to this, but you can connect up 1440p or a 4K monitor onto this, obviously through the iPods at the back, and also via the Thunder port as well, giving you that option to give this as a one monitor, and then you got your main monitor if you want to do some video editing. But 1080p gaming on this, with the amount of raw horsepower this thing's got, it's absolutely fantastic. The issue is also battery life. So battery life on this isn't fantastic at all. It's one of the probably the downfalls, but it is an RTX 2080. So using this with obviously gaming on the battery, you're never going to use it. It's made to be either on a desk or at a studio or whatever it's going to be, plugged in and producing as much raw power as you can out of it for gaming, content creation, and then also on top of that, you've got video editing at the same time. So you've got two different aspects to it, two different things, where you've got the gaming side to it, where people obviously esports, they'll game. Then you've got the content creators, and then you've got the video editors at the same time. So there's two different types of people who actually buy this sort of laptop. And there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, I would never buy this sort of thing because it's $6,000, waste of money. I'd rather go buy a desktop. But this is not marketed for them. This is marketed for the people that's on the go, that's always on the move, and obviously want some raw power at the same time. But guys, you let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a laptop for you if you're going to be traveling, or if you're going to be doing anything that obviously you don't want a desktop, you want a laptop replacement? This is a desktop here for you as well at the same time. But guys, like I said, let me know in the comments below, and I want to thank Aorus once again for sending me the Aorus 17Y. Fantastic laptop. I'm going to say it's going to be at least out of 5 stars. It's 4 out of 5 stars because I'm looking at this as a desktop replacement, not as an on-the-go laptop itself. So from that point, they've done really well from here. But guys, thanks once again, and welcome to the new studio at the moment because of COVID-19. I hope you guys are really safe out there. But we have a lot of reviews coming up soon, so do stay tuned to that. All our social media links will be in the description below. Ask any question you like about this laptop and everything else, and I'll look at my other videos as well. Subscribe to the channel, and guess what? I'll see you soon. Woo. Cut.